A very, very warm welcome back to Money Talks, everyone, the podcast that's all about making money feel less intimidating and more like something we can chat about with good friends. Have you ever been in this situation? You finally decide, okay, today's the day I'm going to get serious about my financial planning. So you go and ask for advice. Your parents, with the best intentions, will probably tell you, just save your money, sweetie. Putting it in a bank account is the safest thing you can do. But then you turn to your friends or a mentor at work and they hit you with, are you kidding? In this economy, you have to invest. If you only save, you're actually losing money to inflation. Hearing that, you might just find yourself scratching your head thinking, whoa, wait a minute. So which one is it? What's the actual difference between saving and investing anyway? Are they just two different words for the same thing? Well, today we're going to be your friendly guide and clear up all that confusion once and for all. Because believe it or not, simply understanding the difference between these two is like getting the very first button right on a shirt. It's the single most important foundation that allows you to plan all your next financial steps with confidence. Think of it this way. It's about knowing when you should keep food in the fridge so it's ready to eat right away versus when you should plant seeds in the garden to harvest in the future. All right, if you're ready to solve this puzzle with me, let's dive right into our first section. Before we put them head to head, let's get to know the true identities of our two main characters today, the reliable, steady big brother we call saving, and the energetic, ambitious younger sibling, investing. Let's start with our dependable big brother first, saving. When you hear the word saving, what picture pops into your head? A cute piggy bank? A bank passbook? Yep. You're on the exact right track. The absolute core mission of saving is to protect the value of your principal. In simple terms, if you have $100, the goal is to make sure that $100 stays completely safe and intact. You might earn a tiny bit of interest, like a little treat for your effort, but the main goal here is safety. Your money needs to be kept in a place with extremely low or even zero risk. Imagine this. Saving money is like having a first aid kit or a fire extinguisher in your home. You don't buy a first aid kit hoping it will magically multiply into 3 first aid kits. You have it for peace of mind, knowing that if an unexpected emergency happens, like your car suddenly breaking down, a surprise medical bill, or any urgent need for cash, you can open that box and use its contents immediately. Because of this, the goals for saving are almost always short-term and clearly defined, or they are for that all-important emergency cushion. Things like building an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, making a down payment on a car in the next 2 years, saving up for that big vacation at the end of the year, putting money aside for next semester's tuition fees. You see how all of these are can't-fail goals? You simply cannot risk losing this money. And that's why the home for your savings should always be somewhere with high liquidity, meaning you can access it easily and quickly. This includes places like a standard savings account, a fixed deposit account that might offer slightly better interest, or even certain types of government savings bonds. Okay, so now that we have our first aid kit fully stocked and ready for anything, we can start to look a little further down the road. We don't just want to be prepared for today, we want to build a secure future. We want the money we've worked hard for to start working for us. And this, my friends, is where we enter the world of investing. If saving is about protecting your money, investing is all about putting your money to work to make it grow. The heart of investing is accepting a higher level of risk in exchange for the opportunity to earn much higher returns that can beat the rate of inflation that's quietly eating away at the value of our cash every single day. Let's go back to our analogy. If saving is the first aid kit, then investing is like planting a fruit garden in your backyard. You take your seeds, which is your money, and plant them in the soil. You water them, you care for them, and you nurture them. Now, of course, there's some risk involved, isn't there? Pests might come and nibble at the plants, or maybe one year there's not enough rain. The harvest might not be what you expected every single time. This is just like investing, where the value of your assets can fluctuate. It can go up and down in the short term. But if you give your garden enough time, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, those tiny seeds can grow into strong, mature trees that provide you with a consistent and abundant harvest for years to come. And that harvest is something you would have never gotten by just keeping the seeds safely tucked away in a jar, right?
Therefore, the goals for investing are long-term goals that require a larger sum of money and need time on their side. For example, planning for your retirement in 20 or 30 years, building a college fund for your children's education in 15 years, achieving financial freedom by creating passive income streams. For goals this big and this far away, the home for your investment money looks very different. It's in assets that have the potential to grow in value, like stocks in great companies, mutual funds managed by experts, real estate like a condo or a piece of land, or even gold. These assets have the potential for high growth, but the trade-off is higher risk and lower liquidity, meaning you can't always convert them back into cash as instantly as you can with a savings account.
Okay, so now that we've been properly introduced to our big brother saving and our little sibling investing, it's time to bring them up on stage and see how they compare side by side. We're going to put them under the microscope and look at 4 key areas that will absolutely give you that aha moment. Dimension number 1, the objective, the why. Let's start with the most important question of all. Why are we even doing this? For saving, the objective is crystal clear. Think of it like packing your lunch for work tomorrow or getting your bag ready for a trip this weekend. It's all about short-term goals that are right around the corner. Goals that are specific, have a deadline, and are 100% non-negotiable. We're talking about the down payment for a condo in 3 years, your kids' tuition fees, or that family emergency fund. These are goals where there is simply no room for error. If that money isn't there when you need it, the whole plan could fall apart. So the objective of saving is all about preparation and achieving certainty. Meanwhile, investing has a much, much longer horizon. If saving is packing for this weekend's trip, investing is like drawing a treasure map for an adventure 20 years from now. It's about building wealth for those big, ambitious, life-changing goals. Things like living comfortably after you retire, creating a fund for your child's college education abroad, or achieving true financial freedom so you can live life on your own terms. The objective of investing is all about creation and growth to help you reach a destination that's far off in the distance. Dimension number 2, the risk, the what if. The word risk can sound a little scary, I know, but it's really just about asking, what if things don't go as planned? And our 2 characters here have very different kinds of risk. With saving, the most obvious risk, losing your initial money, is incredibly low, practically zero, as long as you're with a reputable bank. But there's a sneaky villain hiding in the shadows, and its name is inflation. Inflation is like a silent thief that quietly eats away at the value of your money day after day. Let's say today, $10 can buy you 2 cups of coffee. Next year, with that same $10, you might only be able to buy 1.5. That's the real risk of saving. Even though the number in your account stays the same, its purchasing power, what you can actually buy with it, is constantly shrinking over time. On the other hand, the risk with investing is much more upfront and obvious. It's market volatility. There's a chance that the value of the asset you bought could go down, causing you to lose money. It's a lot like riding a roller coaster. There are thrilling moments when it climbs high and you feel on top of the world, but there are also stomach-dropping dips that can be a little scary. This is exactly why you should only ever invest with cool money, money that you won't need in the near future. That way, you have plenty of time to stay on the ride and wait for the roller coaster to climb back up to an even higher peak. Number 3, the return, the what you get. Now for everyone's favorite part. What do I get out of it? The return from saving comes in a simple, polite, and cute package. It's interest. It's like a small thank you note from the bank for letting them hold on to your money. It's predictable and dependable, but as we all know, it's very, very small, and it almost always loses the race against that inflation thief. But the return from investing? Oh, that's where things get exciting. It can come in many forms, like dividends, which are like getting your share of the profits from a company you own a piece of, or capital gains, which is the profit you make from selling an asset for more than you bought it for. It's like planting a small tree and selling it years later after it's grown big and valuable. Now, none of these returns are guaranteed, of course, but the potential for growth is exponentially higher than with saving, and it's the only real way to make your money grow faster than inflation over the long run. Number 4, the liquidity, the how fast. Our final dimension is liquidity, which is just a fancy way of asking, how fast can I turn this back into cash? When it comes to liquidity,
Saving is the undisputed champion. It's like having cash in your wallet or at an ATM. The second you need it, you can get your hands on it right here, right now. It's ready for any last-minute emergency that requires cash right here, right now. Investing, on the other hand, is far less liquid. Think about it. You can't sell a house in 5 minutes, can you? It could take months or even years to find a buyer and close the deal. Even selling stocks, which is much faster, still takes a couple of business days for the money to actually land in your bank account. And most importantly, if you're in a rush and need to sell during a market downturn, you might be forced to sell at a loss. How about that? When you line up these 4 dimensions, the picture becomes so much clearer, doesn't it? It's obvious that saving and investing are 2 completely different tools designed for completely different jobs and situations.
And now, we've arrived at the million-dollar question, the one I'm sure you've all been waiting for. So what's the final verdict? Should I choose to save, or should I choose to invest? Well, the answer is, you don't have to choose, because the best answer, the only answer, is that you need to do both. That's right, you heard me correctly. Saving and investing aren't rivals you have to pick between. They're 2 essential best friends on your financial team, and each one has a very different, very important job to do. Think of it like this. Your journey to financial freedom is like a long hike across the mountains. Saving is your pair of sturdy, reliable hiking boots with amazing grip. You need to wear them the entire time. They help you walk confidently over rough terrain and protect you from sharp rocks or roots that could trip you up. They are your fundamental, non-negotiable safety gear. Investing, on the other hand, is the turbocharged vehicle that can speed you across the long, flat plains or help you power up the steepest mountains much, much faster. It's the tool that accelerates your journey and helps you reach your destination in record time. But you would never drive that vehicle on a dangerous path without wearing your good boots and having your safety gear ready, would you? This is why the order in which you do things is so important. It's not just about doing both, it's about doing them in the right sequence. So when and why should you start saving? The answer is right now, and it has to come first. The first and most critical mission for everyone is to build an emergency fund. This is the golden rule. This fund is the foundation of your financial house. Without a solid foundation, you can't build a beautiful 2nd or 3rd floor. A starter emergency fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. And this money must be kept somewhere incredibly safe and instantly accessible, like a savings account. Do not invest this money. When you have clear, short-term goals, if you're planning to use a chunk of money in the next 1 to 3 years for a wedding, a down payment on a home, or to go back to school, saving is your best friend. These goals are non-negotiable. The principal must be protected and ready to go when the time comes. And when should you start investing? Only after your emergency fund is strong and stable. I'll say it again because it's that important. Once you have that safety net in place to handle life's unexpected surprises, you'll have the peace of mind to let the rest of your money go on an adventure to grow. When you have big, long-term goals, when you look far into the future at the picture of your life in 10, 20, or 30 years, what do you see? Maybe it's you sipping coffee by the beach in retirement without a financial worry in the world, or maybe it's seeing your children graduate from their dream university. Investing is the only vehicle powerful enough to get you to those dreams. That's because the magic of compound interest works best when time is its closest friend, allowing your money the runway it needs to work hard and grow exponentially. So, to put it simply one more time, start by using saving to build a secure and stable base for your life. Then, once that base is solid, let investing take over to build your wealth for the future.
And that brings us to the end of our exploration into the relationship between saving and investing. By now, I hope the picture is perfectly clear for all of you that these 2 aren't the same thing at all, but are 2 totally different financial tools built for completely different purposes. Let's recap one last time, nice and simple. Saving is about protecting your principal, keeping it safe for short-term goals and emergencies. It focuses on low risk and high liquidity. Investing, on the other hand, is about growing your money, putting it to work to achieve your major long-term goals. It means accepting higher risk for the opportunity to earn higher returns and beat inflation. The one thing I'd love for you to take away from our chat today is this. Please don't see this as a choice between saving and investing. Instead, see them as two best friends who need to work together as a team to build your perfect financial home. This home needs both a solid foundation, built from saving, and a strong, expandable roof, built from investing. I encourage you to take a little time this week to check in with your own financial plan. Ask yourself a few simple questions. Is my emergency fund ready for action? What's my biggest goal for the next 3 years? And what is my dream for my life in 20 years? The answers to these questions will be the compass that points you in the right direction, helping you put your money in the right place at the right time. And that's all the time we have for today on Money Fox. I truly hope today's episode felt like a friendly chat that sparks some inspiration and encouragement for you to start planning your finances with joy and confidence. You'll have to tune in next time to find out what we'll be talking about. Until then, I'm wishing you all very happy money managing. Goodbye for now.